Yeah, so we have this project I've been working on for the last 3 years. It's a platform designed to make biomedical data more accessible and interactive. All the development or vibe coding is happening live on YouTube, and all the tools are deployed and freely available open source on BioniChaos.com. So that's the spiel. Yeah, vibe coding. I don't know why vibe coding is such a loaded topic. Do you know? I don't know why it's such a loaded topic. I was actually kicked out of like somebody's stream asking a question about, if this can be vibe coded. So obviously it was a coder. They were not happy with the question. So yeah, not happy at all. Should we bring an AI agent? Maybe not. See how we go. Yes, we have the color minimalistic web page thumbnail inspired by the page theme. Yeah, so this is obviously prompt for generating a thumbnail for the website for the tool. Mostly I'm just trying to take it from the tool itself, so we don't, so it's more realistic. That way. So so the expectations are lowered. So the other thing is, some models seem to be better when you write the text first. Well, because it's a language model, so I guess, no one knows, but I guess you could generate you have a prompt for generating a text prompt for generating whatever it is, the thumbnail in this case. Yeah, no one actually knows how it works, so we would not worry about it too much. And the models are changing rapidly, so by the time we figure it out, they will change the model. I mean, we're training our own models as well, which is probably very, very important. Very, very important. Join the BioniChaos team. Well, the team is me and a bunch of robots. Someone is asking, what's my PhD in? What's kind of irrelevant because now we are on YouTube. Someone the other day asked me literally if my PhD is YouTube. And I'm sure someone did a PhD on YouTube. Like as in when the subject matter was YouTube. That would be quite interesting. And I'm sure there will be studies and what's not on it, but that's kind of not what we do. Engineering perspective on brain networks. It's reviewing figure 1. The placebo conundrum in N=1 studies. Yeah, that's a topic of its own that we should be covering extensively. Causality versus correlation, that's a good one. Transparency and bias, all the good stuff. And despite what the tool I'm using, I'll share it in the chat if you want to try it yourself or have any questions about it. Okay, do we have better video titles? I don't think we want N=1 in the video title, do we? Personalized adaptive cortical electrostimulation scientific review. Yeah, that's what we got. N=1 depression breakthrough. Scientific review of the N=1 depression breakthrough. It's a case study, no breakthroughs there. Neuroengineering success or placebo effect. That's a good one. Actually, I like that one better. Mapping the depressed brain. Engineers review of base. and the expanded salience network. Yeah, not sure about that one. Let's keep it simple. Yeah, before I was doing like A/B testing on the titles. Well, I don't do that anymore because I then keep getting the notification that A/B test inconclusive. Well, essentially they didn't have enough whatever data to make a decision. Didn't have enough data. What do you do about that? And that video will be released. Yeah, so it will be I publish it now for members only. If you want to become a member, you get early access to it. So that's not just the normal subscribe to the channel, it's a paid membership on YouTube. But don't you worry, because some later stage it will just become publicly available. It's scheduled to turn public in a few days. By the way, I was thinking turning this into like a meditation tool. Well, because it's measuring your heart rate, which should be reduced as you go deeper into meditative state. Do you meditate? Anyone? Hey, what do you see on the screen real quick?
You're on a website showing a real-time signal amplification microscope, displaying a live video of a person's face with waveform and spectrum graphs.
Okay, and how do I turn something like this into a meditation web application?
To turn this into a meditation web application, you'd need to integrate the biometric data, like the heart rate monitoring you see, with guided meditation sessions or breathing exercises. You could use the biofeedback to help people focus and improve their meditation practice. You'd also want a calming interface and perhaps some data tracking to show progress over time.
Okay, can we be more specific? So the tool that you see on the screen, what can be added or removed to turn it into a meditation web application?
You could add a guided meditation audio track, a visual breathing guide that syncs with the audio, and use the heart rate data to give real-time feedback, perhaps making the screen colors change as you relax. You might also want to remove the more technical graphs to create a calmer user experience.
Okay, so you're suggesting switching, say, between the technical view and the calming meditation, guided meditation application?
Yes, exactly. You could create different views that focus on different purposes, allowing the user to switch between a more technical understanding of their biofeedback and a guided meditation experience designed to promote relaxation.
Okay, can you provide more technical details, as in how we going to do this?
To achieve this technically, you would use web technologies to access the webcam, perform signal processing on the video pixel data to detect heart rate, then implement real-time feedback through visualizations and audio cues. You'd then build a user interface that combines these elements, potentially with different views for technical data and guided meditation. You could use web frameworks for easier development.
Okay, forget technical details. We already actually have it. So we do have sonification of the... So we do have a working prototype where we actually measure the heart rate. And then
what would you like to add or explore next with your prototype?
Okay, so the sonification actually works. We could use it for the guided meditation, can we?
Yes, you could definitely use the heart rate sonification to provide auditory feedback during guided meditation. You could have the sound change pitch, tempo, or intensity in response to the heart rate, helping the user monitor their relaxation state.
Okay, can you provide more details on it? Just keep it generic, not technical.
You could create a calming audio environment that changes based on your heart rate. For example, the sounds might become lower in pitch or more rhythmic as your heart rate slows to help you relax. It provides a subtle way to monitor your body's state while meditating.
Okay, so we have the sonification working already. So how would it be useful for guided meditation? Well, currently it's just an auditory and audio indication for how much you move, kind of thing. But also, when we actually have the actual heart rate, you can actually hear if it's slowing down or speeding up. So as it slows, you should be in a higher meditative state. I wonder if we have an expert who can actually tell us if we see PPG, the dichrotic notch in the PPG waveform. I don't know, maybe if someone makes an annoying comment or something, we can actually check how well it's working. By monitoring my heart rate and checking if the sound, the sonification actually makes sense, and how would you use it for meditative purposes. The good thing about it that I can actually close my eyes and see if it actually gets lowered or not. Let's actually try it out. I can't lower it. I wonder if a yogi or something would have been able to drop it all the way down, and if the tool like this would be actually useful for them or not. It's kind of a double-edged sword, because like the volume of the thing could actually makes you whatever more anxious. Is it even correct? It's 70, yeah, 69 on my smartwatch, so it is close enough. Okay, we actually want to test it out, so I'm closing my eyes. Can you tell me something calming to try and lower my heart rate?
Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Breathing deeply and slowly. Imagine a peaceful place, perhaps a quiet beach or a calm forest, and feel the tension leave your body with each exhale. Let your breath relax you.
Yeah, keep going.
Continue to focus on your breath, in and out, feeling the calmness spread through your body. With each exhale, release any remaining tension, allowing yourself to sink deeper into relaxation. Just breathe and be.
Can you read out the heart rate number on the screen?
Yes, the heart rate on the screen is 72 BPM.
Okay, so how do I lower it?
To help lower your heart rate, continue to focus on slow, deep breaths, imagining a calm scene. You can also try progressive muscle relaxation, tensing and then releasing different muscle groups, starting with your toes and working your way up.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I have to probably do it for much longer.
It's true that meditation and relaxation techniques take time to be effective. Don't be discouraged if you don't see immediate changes. Consistency is key to developing these skills over time. You could also explore other relaxation methods like mindful walking or guided imagery. Would you like to know more about any of these?
No, but can we focus specifically on what we were discussing before, the sonification of the heart rate rhythm? How do we use it and make it relevant to what you see on the screen?
Based on the sonification you mentioned before, the waveform on the right visually represents the changes in your heart rhythm. A more consistent and periodic pattern in the waveform, like what you see when your heart rate is lower, could correspond to a smoother and more calming sound if it were sonified. The spectrum graph shows the different frequencies in your heart rhythm. A clearer, more singular peak at a lower frequency often indicates a more relaxed and regular heartbeat. While the specific sound isn't playing, these visual representations help us understand how the rhythm is changing.
What did we discuss before? Can you do a summary?
We were discussing the sonification of your heart rate and how that could be represented visually with the waveform and spectrum graphs on the screen. We talked about how a more consistent and periodic waveform might be associated with a calmer sound, and how a clearer single peak in the spectrum could indicate a more relaxed heart rhythm. Were you wanting to go back to the relaxation techniques we discussed?
Do let me know if you have any questions, or if you have tried any of the other tools on the website. We want to know how it went for you, if it's actually working, because you're doing testing for us. Didn't realize that, did you? What do you see on the screen real quick, just in one sentence?
The screen displays a website with a live webcam feed and various filter options for the video.
What are the options? Just go over them. Which ones? Select one or two most interesting filter options.
The filter options available are Edge, Pixelate, Threshold, Hue Rotate, Channel Swap, Green Screen, Grayscale, Sepia, Invert, Blur, Blur 2.0, Sharpen, Emboss, Posterize, and Normal. Sepia and Posterize change the visual style quite a bit, so you might find those interesting.
Can you explain Posterize real quick, and what are the color levels?
The Posterize filter reduces the number of distinct colors in an image, creating a flatter, more artistic look. The color level setting determines how many of those distinct colors are used, with lower values giving a more dramatic, posterized effect.
And why does the color level slide as is going from 2 levels to 16? Why is it not going to 1 or 0 or higher levels?
The color level slider is likely limited to 2 to 16 to provide visually noticeable changes in the posterization effect. A single color level wouldn't create a posterized image, and higher levels might make the effect almost imperceptible. These ranges are typical for this kind of adjustment.
Okay, and how about the Sepia? Does it need any controlling to it, or it's just a monolith filter with no settings?
The sepia filter is generally a single-step effect that applies a warm, brownish tone to the image without requiring additional controls like the color levels for posterization. It typically just changes the color scheme of the video feed to create that vintage look.
Okay, but can we add like a slider for the strength of the effect? If so, how would it work?
While the current interface doesn't show a slider for the sepia effect, one could potentially be added. It would work by blending the original video with the fully sepia-toned version, allowing you to control the intensity of the filter by selecting a value between the two.
And what is currently being viewed? Is it what percent, whatever sepia it is, do you think?
Based on the visual representation, the sepia filter appears to be fully applied, suggesting 100% sepia strength, as there are no additional controls to adjust the intensity.
Are you sure the control could be just set to whatever 50 or 80%? Okay, so can you generate a prompt for the developer to add the controller for the sepia filter? So we have a Gemini code assist that doesn't have a voice. I think we already did the local audio analyzer a couple of times, but if you have questions about it, should have more tools at the bottom of the page. Yeah, we have that anesthesiology, G monitoring. I think we developed it live. We kind of got stuck. Yeah, the sensor BFRB sensor data dashboard. Yeah, we'll look in this data set. Again, got too complicated. The interactive CPR simulation could be interesting, but currently it's super basic. Not sure if it's even accurate. It's not clear what you meant to do. You meant to pump the heart to keep it alive. Yeah, depth too shallow. Oh, yeah, now you have to actually click on the heart. Long mouse presses for the depth to be good, but it still says last pump ineffective. How do you make it effective? So the rate, what the rate should be? Yeah, and the brain oxygen is at 0%. So we're losing the patient. Already lost it. Too shallow. I can click anywhere on the screen. What does the demo do? So brain oxygenation is 100%, rate 75 CPM. I have to click enter arrest and start pumping. But it should be in the demo mode. It should be going through the demo all by itself. So probably, maybe there's something wrong with the demo. There are no error messages. Organoid simulation. You can have the bot try to explain this. Or not. What do you think? Yeah, you can play with it while the thing is in demo mode, generating its own thing. Yeah, let me know if there's if you checked the website, and you found anything interesting or tried any of the tools we have. Yeah, there's some games at the bottom of the page, but some more serious tools throughout the landing page. If you found anything interesting, tried it out, have any suggestions, comments, critique, constructive criticism, do let me know. Probably pass it on as a prompt to one of the AI models. Before we're trying to turn this one into a meditation tool, I think it's already working. Like as is, because you can sonify your heart rate as well and use it as a meditation thingy. So it picks up a lot of motion. You can try and meditate with this thing. Is it like a volume on the page, or is it okay for you to change the volume using your device? Well, using a device should be fine. How do I lower my heart rate? Now, so can you explain what you see on the screen real quick?
Sure. The screen shows a live video feed of a man with a box near his forehead that displays his heart rate in BPM and the quality of the reading. On the right, there are graphs for waveform and spectrum, which are related to the heart rate data.
Okay, and how do I lower my heart rate?
If you have concerns about your heart rate,
Looking at the screen, so I'm using this tool and trying to use it for meditation. How do I do that?
that's an interesting approach. While the tool was probably not designed for meditation, you could try using it to see if you can make your heart rate pattern more consistent by focusing on your breath. However, it's not a medical device, so it's important not to rely on it.
I didn't say it was a medical device. Can you keep going without any disclaimers?
Understood. You could try to synchronize your breathing with the waveform graph, aiming for a smoother, more cyclical pattern. The spectrum graph could potentially give you some insight into the regularity of your breathing rhythm. Consistent, slow breathing is often...
It's not breathing rhythm, it's the heart rate.
You're absolutely right. The screen is showing your heart rate, not your breathing rate. Although focusing on your breath can often have an indirect effect on heart rate. My apologies for the confusion. Would you like to explore how to use the heart rate display directly for a meditation?
Yes, keep going.
Okay. You could try to use the BPM number as a point of focus during meditation, observing it without getting too attached to the value. The waveform graph could also be used as a visual cue, watching it to see if you can maintain a smooth and consistent pattern. Remember, the goal is typically to observe your body's responses, rather than trying to control them forcefully.
Okay, we lost the prompt engineer. I keep losing the prompt engineer. I'm not sure what's going on. Still 70, whatever. Regardless of what I do, it still remains 70. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, we'll finish up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future live streams. Should be getting notifications when we are live developing. We didn't do any development today, well, because we couldn't get in touch properly with prompt engineer, which is Gemini voice model, screen sharing model. I'll try it next time. Yeah, if you have any better models or anything you'd like to recommend, to let us know. When I say us, it's me and the army of AI bots. And I'll see you next time. Bye.